Do not go to this website, but it was too late to pinpoint the source of the whispers. My wife and I started playing hide and seek with our 2 young kids. I knew I had to do something, but what? I swear, my fingers touched something warm. Welcome to the first episode of the series about scary Reddit stories. In these videos I'm going to present to you the scary stories from Reddit that I find scary and intriguing. Please watch the whole video because in the end I have an announcement for you. I will explain how you can take part in my future videos. Without further ado, let's get started. The first story that I'm going to present to you today is called Do Not Go to This Website by the user KieranGecko123. I don't have much time. I know it's already too late for me, but I need to get this warning out before others suffered the same fate as me. About 3 weeks ago I was browsing the web and stumbled upon a rabbit hole that led me to the darkest corners of the internet. You know how it goes, curiosity getting the better of me. Somehow I wounded up entering the deep web. Yes, that deep web. Like in that Red Room story. Ironically enough, the website I found was very similar to that story, just with a different name. It started when I decided to just type a single character into the Google search bar and scroll through all the results. It was around 1 AM and I was bored and couldn't sleep. While browsing, I saw a website with its name written in binary. Again, I beg you, do not go looking for this site, otherwise you will mostly end up in the same boat. Anyways, thinking it was some underground ARG, it piqued my morbid curiosity and against my better judgment, I decided to dig deeper. I clicked on it and the web page loaded, revealing a live feed from a dimly lit room. In the top right corner, there was an ominous looking symbol. Much like in the Red Room story, the feed displayed that I know I can say here. In the most basic terms, there was extreme torture and sexual assault. Pretty disgusting shit. The captors were all wearing creepy theater masks. There was audio too, and I was thankful that I had headphones on. I still hear their screams echoing in my head. But as if the horror on the screen wasn't enough, it got worse. Suddenly my computer started glitching. Pop-ups flooded my screen, files began to disappear, and a creepy message appeared in white text on a black screen saying, "You shouldn't have come here." My computer had been hacked. Panicking in a desperate attempt to save myself, I frantically tried to shut down my system, but it was too late. The screen went black and I was left in the darkness of my bedroom. Days passed and I was paranoid as a motherfucker. Every shadow seemed to hide an unseen threat and every stranger on the street appeared suspicious. And then one night a knock came at my door. It was in the rhythm of shave and a haircut. I peered through the peephole, but the darkness stared back at me. Cautiously, I opened the door only to find a package waiting on my doorstep. My heart raced as I tore it open, revealing a DVD, a photo, and a note that read, "The broadcast continues." The photo was of my window, which was very disturbing. Even more so was the ominous figure on the far left. Fear mingled with morbid curiosity as I played the video, and I really regret it. It was webcam footage of myself taken when I had first clicked that website. The video continued, showing the captors mocking me, taunting me with their sadistic laughter. They knew who I was and they wanted to make sure I knew it too. They were all in masks too, so it was hard to make out their faces. It's been a week since then. Half an hour ago, I heard the same knock on my door, same rhythm and everything. This time I heard them shout from the other side, little pig, let me in." You get the idea. I didn't even bother to check the door because that. Instead, I called the cops and I'm hiding in my closet. The cops said they will be here soon, but I'm not confident. The police station is at least another half hour away. If this is the end for me, I have to warn you. Stay away from that website. The second story is called I started hearing unsettling whispers coming from the walls of my apartment by the user frequentbad40. Let's get started. I had just moved into my new apartment, a cozy little place on the outskirts of town. The building was old with creaky floorboards and peeling wallpaper, but it had character. I was excited to start this new chapter of my life, but little did I know that the walls of my new home would soon reveal dark secrets about my neighbors. It started on a quiet Tuesday night. I was lying in bed trying to fall asleep when I heard it, a faint whisper, barely audible. I sat up, straining my ears to catch the words. It sounded like someone was talking, but the voice was muffled as if coming from behind the walls. She doesn't even know. Poor thing. I shook my head, dismissing it as my imagination playing tricks on me, but the whispers continued, growing louder and more insistent. I couldn't ignore them any longer. The next day, I decided to investigate. I pressed my ear against the wall, trying to pinpoint the source of the whispers. They seemed to be coming from the apartment next door. I knew I shouldn't eavesdrop, but curiosity got the better of me. He's been cheating on her for months with her best friend. My heart raced as I realized that the whispers were revealing secrets about my neighbors. I felt guilty for listening, but I couldn't help myself. The whispers were like a drug, drawing me in with their dark allure. As the days went by, the whispers grew more sinister. They spoke of betrayals, hidden secrets, and unspeakable acts. I found myself becoming obsessed, unable to focus on anything else. My once peaceful apartment had become a prison, trapping me in a web of fear and paranoia. I tried to ignore the whispers, but they were relentless. They invaded my dreams, turning them into twisted nightmares. I began to question my own sanity, wondering if I was losing my grip on reality. One night, as I lay in bed, the whispers took a chilling turn. He's planning to kill her tonight. I bottled up pride, my heart pounding in my chest. I knew I had to do something, but what? I couldn't just barge into my neighbor's apartment and accuse them of murder, but I couldn't sit idly by either. I paced my apartment, my mind racing with possibilities. The whispers grew louder, more urgent, as if urging me to act. Finally, I made a decision. I grabbed my phone and dialed the police, my hands shaking as I explained the situation. The police arrived within minutes, their sirens cutting through the night. They questioned me, their skepticism evident, but I insisted that they check on my neighbor. As they knocked on the door, I held my breath, praying that I wasn't too late. The door opened, revealing a scene of horror. My neighbor lay on the floor, her lifeless eyes staring blankly at the ceiling. Her husband stood over her with a bloody knife in his hand. The police tackled him to the ground, cuffing him as he screamed incoherent obscenities. As they led him away, I stood in the doorway, my body trembling with shock and relief. The whispers had been right, and I saved a life, but at what cost? The whispers continued, their dark secrets seeping into every corner of my life. I knew I couldn't stay in that apartment any longer, but I also knew that I could never escape the whispers. They had become a part of me, a twisted reminder of the darkness that lurked within us all. And so, I write this diary, a record of the horrors I have witnessed. I can only hope that by sharing my story, I can somehow find a way to silence the whispers once and for all. But deep down, I know that they will never truly leave me. They are a part of me now, a constant reminder of the darkness that hides behind the walls of our everyday life. The next story is called My Wife and I Had Been Playing Hide and Seek for 3 days straight by the Reddit user Blair Daniels. I don't know what to do. In the past 72 hours, my life has been turned upside down. Our family has been thrown into chaos. My wife is missing and I fear she will never return. Let me start from the beginning. My wife and I started playing hide and seek with our 2 young kids. However, they are a little too young to hide effectively. They always hide in the same spot every time. So we have found it more fun for one of us parents to hide and then the rest of us seek. I've hidden from my wife and kids just by standing completely still in the corner of a dark room. It's amazing how our brains are programmed to see things that move. My wife gets a little more creative, but it's hard for us to do anything too elaborate because kids are not very cooperative in waiting for us to hide. On Tuesday evening after work, we decided to play. My wife decided to hide first. I counted down from 10 with kids holed up in the downstairs office. Ready or not, here I come. The kids bounded out of the room like wild dogs. I followed, slowly trying to get a sense of where my wife was hiding. I would often try to figure out what room she was hiding in first to gently guide the kids so that we wouldn't find her too soon or spend too long looking for her. I saw her when I entered the living room. She was crouching behind the couch. I could see a bit of her elbow poking out from behind the upholstery. The kids walked right past her, too intent on checking the kitchen. I waited for them to return. As they walked back in and rounded the couch, I waited for them to squeal in delight. Except they didn't. Confused, I approached the couch. She wasn't there. Maybe I'd just seen a tag or something poking out, or maybe she'd moved her hiding spot. Wouldn't be the first time. As I said, she's more creative at these than I am. So we moved on. We checked all the usual spots, underneath the shelving in the garage, behind the kitchen door, even in the lower kitchen cabinets. She wasn't in any of those spots. Maybe she went upstairs. I hadn't heard her go upstairs, but she can creep pretty quietly. I walked along the hallways, the kids in tow. "Jesse," I called in a sing-song voice, "we're going to find you." Gotcha. Our bedroom door was open, and there was a long Jesse-shaped lump under the covers. "Let's check mom and dad's bedroom," I said to the kids, pattering footsteps as they charged behind me. I reached for the light switch, flicked on the lights, then grabbed the hem of the comforter and yanked it off. My heart dropped. The bed was empty. I stared down in confusion. It must have just been bunched up weirdly, but I could have sworn it looked like a person under there. The rough shape of someone in a fetal position, legs bent, back curved. I backed out of the room. The kids and I went downstairs. "Jess," I called out, "we can't find you. Come on out." Nothing. The kids lost interest. They bounded into the family room and began playing with their cars. I was about to call out her again when I noticed the chain of the basement door lock was disengaged. As I approached, my heart hammered in my chest. I knew she was waiting on the other side, waiting to jump out at me and give me a heart attack. I took a deep breath and swung open the door. She wasn't there. Damp air wafted up from the basement. I clicked on the light. "Jess," I called out. No answer. "The kids aren't playing anymore," I called down, "and you shouldn't be hiding down there anyway. These stairs are too dangerous." Nothing. I turned about to close the door, but then something caught my eye. Black hair poking through the gap between the stairs, about halfway down. She's hiding under the stairs. I stepped down. The wood creaked under my weight. The hair glistened below me in the dim yellow light. I continued down the steps, avoiding stepping on her hair until I was standing on the concrete floor. I whirled around. But the space under the stairs was empty. My blood ran cold. "Jess, this isn't funny," I shouted. "Stop playing games with me." A footstep sounded behind me. I whirled around. The naked bulb in the ceiling only lit half the basement. The other half, where we had rows and rows of storage boxes, was in near total darkness. But I squinted, trying to make it out. In the murky darkness, behind the stack of boxes in the corner, I thought I could see her standing there. I could only see her in my peripheral vision, like how you can only see dim stars when you're not looking right at them because of how your optic cells are arranged. I focused on one of the storage boxes, really stared at it, and when I did, I realized I could see her pale calves extending up into the darkness. And as I stood there, I realized I could hear her breathing. "I can see you there," I said, my voice wavering. "Why are you being so weird? The kids aren't even playing anymore. So come out, please." Deep in the pit of my stomach, I knew there was something wrong. Something horribly wrong. So I chickened out. "I'm going upstairs. You can join me when you're ready." I heard for the stairs, but halfway there, the bulb flickered and went out. Total darkness surrounded me. I stretched my hands out, blindly groping into the darkness. They only fell on air. I frantically pawed through the air, searching for something, anything. My fingers caught in something. Hair. I screamed and yanked my hands back. Then I ran blindly into the darkness, but something glanced off me. I shoved it. I heard the dull thwack, and then I kept running. The side of the banister caught me straight in the chest. Panting, I felt my way to the stairs and climbed them as fast as I could. Then I locked the door to the basement and frantically ran to my kids. They were fine, but as I hugged them, I couldn't get the horrible thought out of my mind. The hair I'd fell. It was higher than my eye level, about 6.5 feet off the ground. Jess is only 5'2". The police searched the entire house. My wife isn't here. They searched the backyard and patrolled in a 3-mile radius. They came up empty-handed. It's like she disappeared off the face of the earth. Except, last night, as I rolled over in bed, I swear, my fingers touched something warm. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel if you don't want to miss my future videos. As I said in the beginning, I have an announcement for you. If you want to take part in my future videos, you can send me your creepy stories and I will present them. Right now, you can see all my social media platforms on the screen. You can send your stories to me on any platform, or you can just leave a comment with your story under this video. Again, thank you so much for watching my video and stay safe.